All right, it was pretty ominous looking, and all of a sudden it started to rain, and we didn't really call for it, but looks like for the next half an hour we got some rain coming in here, and that's going to give some water over here in my bare roots over here. So it's good they get some water. Everything else in the greenhouse is doing absolutely fantastic. I just put a timer on the inverter there for the fan so that I can run it through the day and it's not running at night using up the batteries. So we're just, again, that's just a test to see how long it'll go, because there was no real sunshine today, so the batteries didn't get a chance to really charge up. So yeah, we got our apples are doing absolutely fantastic. They are just sprouting like crazy. I got buds coming out here on my chestnuts, as you can see right here. There's a nice little chesty there that's starting to bud out. Lilacs are just going crazy in here. The Hascaps love it in the greenhouse. They absolutely love the heat. They love the water I'm giving them. They just love everything. So yeah, we'll be getting fruit in here before we even get probably buds outside. And again, my bare roots are doing good. Hazelnuts are doing good. One plum is starting to grow a little bit, but I don't know what's going on with the other four. And then the Nanking cherry. And these are the ones from last week's crisis, and they seem to be doing okay. So they did okay this week in the greenhouse. No shriveling up. But the ones I put into the loft, speak a little louder now, it's getting louder with the rain. They're still struggling a little bit. So we'll keep them in there for another week or two, and then we'll bring them back out. Here's some of my blackberries. So they're kind of, two are doing okay. I don't know what's gonna happen to the other ones. I don't think they're gonna make it. Strawberries are coming in. We got flowers from the strawberries. Lavender's coming back. We got some flowers over here. Our wildflowers are doing just fine. Let's just check them. Yeah, they're a little dry. We'll give them some water here. So we'll come back to that. But here's what I really wanted to talk about. I think I'm going to plant these up now. We're going to check on the roots of, these are the ones that have been growing all winter. So call them fall cuttings. But you can see there are nice little buds on a lot of these cuttings. So we're gonna take care of the blackberry first, and then we'll see what's going on with the other ones. Again, I can't quite remember what they are unless they're either apple, or I think they're apple, to be honest with you. And I don't know if they've rooted or they're just using the last bit of moisture to create some leafage. So first what we're gonna do is get at those blackberries, so let's do that. All right, so I was digging around in there just to grab some of the ones I could find that are healthy. Now I have one like this. I'll show a little closer here. You can see it's small. It started with a little leafage, and it's got the tiniest of roots coming out that second node from the bottom, and very little callus roots coming out at the bottom there. So, but that's good enough. We'll plant that, and then we'll let it do its own thing. So we'll get that in there. Then we have another one that's, so we all together we have what do we got, 1 2 3 4, I got 5 6 here so far. There's a few more in there I want to take care of, but we're just worrying about the blackberries right now. This blackberry did so well, it shot 2 shoots out from the bottom, so that's going to be a nice little blackberry as well. That's got a nice root system going on there. I got another one here. It's a lot skinnier with a double node root system, which is good again. And then, like I said, we're going to have small ones like this where they're barely rooting at the bottom, and some at the top there. So the second and third, that's why you need 4 to 6 nodes when you're cutting these blackberries to do in there, because usually the first 2 are the ones that start to root. Even if the bottoms don't get it, the second one may. So either way, we're gonna get them into pots. So we'll just do a little Hollywood magic and just skip forward. So let's just get there. Okay, so we have some surprises coming from the same box. Pretty much cut in the fall, and they've rooted over winter. So you can see this has got some nice root system going on there, and the rest of them are the same. There's a couple I just put back, even though they were leafing out, they weren't spreading any roots. So we got 4 of these. I think they're a mixture of, I don't know, they could be plum or apple, I forget which. But just goes to show you, don't do what I do, don't forget to label your stuff. So we'll just keep these aside until we can identify them. We'll let them grow through the summer. So let's get them in pot as well. All right, so we ended up with 6 blackberry and 4 surprise. So you definitely keep watching my videos and we'll end up doing an update after we identify them as they grow a little bit bigger. So don't be like me, definitely identify your plants by label them, marker on the pot itself, or put in a label, a popsicle stick, whatever you want to use, it's up to you. Or just make sure you really have them in quadrants that you can really figure out what they are. Now, my biggest advice for any beginner or even the most seasoned gardeners, always be propagating. Always use seeds if you can. Always use cuttings if you can. If you can wait until next year and instead of getting everything in the ground this year, you know, then it's better off that you do that. Buy one plant, cut a bunch of cuttings from it, and duplicate it, because you can spend thousands. I've spent thousands on plants here, but I've also saved thousands of dollars in plants. I have just 10 here alone. We got 15 of the bare root that we had that in one of my last 2 videos there. A bunch of seeds that I grew in my greenhouse, or sorry, my kitchen, cherries and or plum cots. We have lavender that's in the greenhouse right now. We've got at least 4 or 5, almost 10 of those. We got another 10 to 15 has caps, 8 gala apples, and I have 15 more bare roots coming. So yeah, I definitely try to stop myself from buying more plants, but sometimes if you're like me, you just can't help it. So it's a flaw in our DNA. We gotta have them. So stick around, we're gonna go find some other things to do. It's Easter weekend, so I want you all to have a safe and happy Easter weekend, and we're definitely gonna try and find some other things to do here on the food forest. So stay tuned. All right, clean up aisle 6. This is what we call aisle 6 right here. I'm gonna take out a lot of these little branches and stuff because I really wanna like turn this into grass so I can cut it. And then right about here, which is on my loft, or excuse me, on my bridge here, going towards the back, amaranth. I'm growing amaranth at home, and I'll be planting them in here to collect the seeds for birds or wildlife and for the chickens. So we already got our first little load here. We're gonna load up as much as we can. We're gonna take it up to a fire pit up there by the greenhouse, and we're just gonna move our way up, try to clean up as much as we can, and then come back and cut more later on. All right, so went in there with the weed whacker. I got one of those bush hogs on my FS 70 here, see? So I got one of those hard, heavy duty cutters because everything around here is heavy duty. So yeah, I just cleaned up what we call aisle 6 here. I just gotta clean it up with the rake and just keep working at it until we get the lawnmower over there without popping a tire. So we're getting a good rain out here today. It's been raining off and on. I had a good visit with my neighbor who does a lot of composting commercially or industrially, or however you want to explain that. Yeah, definitely on a commercial scale. And he definitely told me that I would be able to utilize some of his resources. So that's always good. So stay tuned for that in the summertime when we start getting a little more into it, like getting in some soil and some wood chips and even crushed concrete. He does some crushed concrete now and again. So that'll help finish off the road. So it'd be really nice if I can get pretty much everything set for this year to really kind of have what I've pictured in my head, and then I can show you. The only thing I can show you is how well some of my other plants are doing really well in the greenhouse. So I'm definitely gonna just do a quick turnaround before I say come back next week. We'll make another video, and I'm glad you stopped by. So stay safe. We got some cherries blossoming, strawberries are blossoming, the has caps, and all of this lush stuff right here are just has caps, just loving the heat in this greenhouse. They absolutely love it. We've already had the flowers that fell off, which probably means I'm gonna get some berries soon. And none of this has happened out of the greenhouse yet. We got our blackberries here, the ones we did earlier over there. So as you can see, this is how many plants are going into the food forest this year. Plus, plus, plus. So plus the 15 here, we got, you know, plum, Nanking cherry, hazelnuts, some more cherries over here, doing well in here. And again, cherries and plum cots, and so on and so forth. So like I said, there's just some things that just love growing in here. The lilacs are already starting to blossom a little bit. They're pulling out their little things. We got gooseberries, currants are also growing very well. And we have all of our other stuff going here. Again, more hascaps, more lilacs. All of these here are edible chestnuts. These are a cross between Chinese and American chestnut. And we have blossoms and or buds coming out on most of them already. So that's nice. And the apples. The apples are doing very well. We got some here. These are black walnuts right here. We're waiting for them to start kicking in. But so far, so good. So I think we're just gonna give them a little water and then we're out of here. So guys, again, stay safe. We got a few more over here in the box. But yeah, love these blossoms. It's so pretty when they start to grow. See you next time.